everyone's got parents or had parents. It's very important that they honor them as much as possible because God promises that there's a blessing associated with this, the live long and prosper blessing. So what I want to do is identify three major strengths that my mother had that made her an outstanding woman and really honor her. And it's important you can honor your parents whether they're living or deceased. My mother recently passed away. So for those of you who have lost your parents, make sure you take advantage of this tip, this God's first commandment with a promise. First of all, I'd like to say about my mother, one of her greatest qualities was her meekness. And what I mean by that is that she didn't need to be in the limelight all the time. She didn't need to be number one at the party. She was content to be in the background, but she wasn't afraid to go into the foreground when necessary. Now, meekness is not the same as weakness. Someone has defined meekness as power under control. So my mom had power under control, and she did not need to take vengeance or revenge or return evil for evil. Jesus said, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." So the first quality about my mother that I really admired, was a great blessing to me, was her meekness. The second quality I want to bring to the forefront is her intelligence. She was a smart thinker. She told me, don't be afraid of hard intellectual challenges. Just work through them. And she told me to be wise and not be gullible or a shallow thinker. To figure things out. Problems can be solved if you stick with them and you work hard at trying to understand them. The problems can be solved. Don't be afraid of intellectual challenges. She won top prize when we came to Canada in the ESL, English Second Language course, and the top prize was a set of encyclopedias, the Canadian Encyclopedia, which was a big blessing. I remember my parents being excited. Here they had 4 kids, and now their mom, because of her smarts, won a whole encyclopedia set for us, which was just amazing. And the third quality that I'd like to bring to the forefront was her love for God. It's very interesting that near the end of her life, when she was over 100 years old, she would say, "An Gottes Segen ist alles gelegen." Now, most of you probably don't know German, but it means that everything depends upon God's blessing, and in German it has a rhyme to it. So it's got both reason and rhyme. An Gottes Segen ist alles gelegen. Now, when a person is very, very old and they know their life is going to end very shortly, they choose their words carefully because they know they don't have much more time to say certain words. And she chose to focus anyone who might listen to her on the importance of God's blessing and even qualifying for God's blessing. The Bible talks about the importance of meditating on His Word day and night to qualify for His blessing. Now, she told us it's very important never to ignore your conscience. Listen to your conscience. An Gottes Segen ist alles gelegen. So just to recap, my mom's meekness, her thinking ability, her wisdom, and then her love for God. These 3 qualities made her an outstanding woman, outstanding mother to me, and I really thank God for having given her to me as my mother. It's helped me immeasurably. So, as a financial tip that you probably won't read about in very many places, but God does mention it in the 10 Commandments. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with you. Okay? So that is longevity and prosperity. And this is God's financial advice from His book. Highly recommend it to all of you. And I want to exemplify it, lead by example. And indeed, God has blessed me as I have honored my parents as well. And this is just one case from a dear mom who passed away fairly recently.